A pleasant good evening and welcome to SAT TV's Channel 9 Evening News. I'm your presenter, Larry LaRoque. Thank you for joining us. Among the major developments, residents of Roseau Valley urged to have patience on deplorable road conditions. CIBC First Caribbean appoints a new chief risk officer. U.S. drone attack targeted Al-Qaeda deputy. Chris Gayle recalled to the West Indies squad. Details of these and other stories after the break.
30 minutes, everyone. Mom, Rachel is really nervous. You are coming, right? Dad says, tell Rachel I love her and she'll do great. You okay?
Dad, I'm in the studio. Hold the phone so I can hear.
I love you, you love me. Experience more from life, you will see.
Lime, extra large value every time.
Thank you for staying with us. Now for the details of the news. In an event to educate the public on healthy lifestyle choices, Tumbe Leve NGO of Lapland and the members of the Dominica Organic Agricultural Movement held their first ever Mother Nature Ital Fest, which was held on June 2nd and 3rd. The festival was aimed at promoting the consumption of organic, local fruits and vegetables, and in doing so, change your bodies to live a healthy, productive lifestyle. President of Tumbe Leve, Valerie Rohi Felix and Trevor Felix said that being primarily musicians, they wanted an environment to play their music and also engage the public in something they were passionate about.
Help Dominica to protect Dominica, keep the rivers clean, keep the forests growing bigger, and keep Dominica real.
Yes, raise awareness towards the youth and the adults too about everything, nutrition, health through nutrition, how to keep you healthy through the food you're eating, how to keep the soil and the water of Dominica also clean, not using pesticide, not using fertilizer, not using chemicals which are going directly and then bringing direct sicknesses.
Ms. Felix expressed that everyone has their own choice of lifestyles, but she wanted people to start thinking about the legacy they will leave behind for their children.
Whatever we're doing today and is going to act for the next generation. If we're polluting the water, for example, or if we're cutting the trees around the river, and in 20, 30 years the river is just getting smaller, it means that for our children or our grandchildren, we won't be able. So whatever we're doing for in eating, in our eating habits, in our exercise habit, in throwing stuff out of a window when we're driving a car. So we really have to be conscious.
One of the highlights of the day was one of the entrepreneurs' business for biodegradable takeaway items. Owner of 100% Green, Natalie Rowland, lamented that she has been fed up of seeing styrofoam littered across the nature island. Her products include cups, garbage bags, lunch containers, which are all made from either palm leaves, sugarcane, bioplastic, which could be a wheat of potato, tapico, or sugarcane, all being made from 100% biodegradable items.
I have the plates, I have the bowls. These are made out of palm leaf, but fallen palm leaf only, so no trees hurts, no tree cuts. Washable, microwavable as well.
The event also consisted of documentaries, massage, acupuncture, natural birthing methods, amongst others. The event organizers hope that the general public will embrace their way of thinking to save the nature island. The management of Mangrove Bay Tours is pleased to announce that the official opening of a major tourist attraction site at the Woodfordale Beach. Located on the Woodfordale riverbank, the facility sits atop an ancient Arawak village with an excellent access and parking right along the main road from the Melvin Hall Airport. Visitors to the area offered boat tours down the river, which is lined with the famous bois mang, one of the 110 species that form the mangrove trees family. This sensitive ecosystem provides a habitat for a variety of unique plants and animals, typically found in a mangrove forest or swamp. The type of boats used are paddle boats, which are designed specifically for such sensitive areas. They are propelled by human power. Pedaling as a bicycle would, leaves zero contaminants in the river from oils, fuel or grease, since they are non-existent. They also allow occupants to get very close up with the wildlife and plants under the mangrove for photo opportunities and more. This unique toy is self-guided and boats are self-operated away from the usual tour guides at other facilities. The course, which is about 1 kilometer, can be completed in an hour, but visitors often rent the boats for multiple hours at a time, which is only costing $20 EC per hour. As part of the Queen Elizabeth II Jubilee celebrations, a beacon lighting ceremony was held on Monday, June 4th. Minister of Education Mr. Peter Sejna stated that we value the contributions the Queen has made to develop our nation, and he hopes that she will continue with these contributions. Mr. Sejna said that we must note that small developed nations like ours will face great challenges, and we should be grateful that, as part of this Association of Independent States, we seek to promote human rights and good governance.
Today, beacons were lit all over England and indeed the world in celebration of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. Here in Dominica, we are joining, even in a very small way, to show that as part of the Commonwealth of Nations, we value the contribution that Queen Elizabeth II has made, and we hope will continue to make towards the development of our nations.
He said it was not just a celebration, but it signified that the Queen is being a leader of her nations. In addition, the Minister of Education said the special strength of the Commonwealth lay in the diversity of its membership, bound together not only to be shared by history, but also by respect.
I say all of this to say that today is not just a celebration of Her Majesty's Queen Elizabeth's 60th year as British monarch, but also as the leader of the Commonwealth of Nations. Over the past 6 decades, 54 nations have joined together under the common umbrella of the Commonwealth. Many have transitioned from being part of the British Empire to being members of a network of independent nations with a strong and abiding commitment to a set of fundamental values and principles.
He mentioned that Dominica is no longer British territory, as we are an independent state.
A British territory. We are an independent state, but we remain proud of our association with the British monarchy and see our Commonwealth status as a valuable link that should remain unbroken. Queen Elizabeth II remains the symbol of our rich history. Certainly, we will continue to associate the Queen with significant movements or moments of collective history.
Representative of the British High Commission Mr. Dan Carruthers said that the United Kingdom is very proud of its heritage, and this is what makes Britain vibrant and very creative as it is today.
2012 marks the 60th anniversary of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Only the second monarch in British history to celebrate 60 years on the throne. I'm particularly pleased to be asked to participate because I know that it's highly unlikely I'll ever see another Diamond Jubilee celebration in my lifetime. So it's good to be here for that reason alone. The United Kingdom is very proud of its heritage. It's part of what makes Britain the creative and vibrant country that it is today. And celebrations of the Diamond Jubilee will reflect this. But they will also reflect the UK's continued links to countries like Dominica and others throughout the world through the Commonwealth. And for this reason, the celebrations marking the Queen's 60 years as monarch will also include a very strong focus on the Commonwealth.
In response to statements made by former Roseau Valley Parliamentary Representative Mr. Norris Charles about the slow pace of the Roseau Valley project, the current Roseau Valley Parliamentary Representative for the Roseau Valley constituency, Honorable Colin McIntyre, says that there have been setbacks but things are being worked out. Some of the statements Mr. Charles made were that since 2010 there has been intermittent work on the first section of the road, which is unsatisfactory, especially as we are now in 2012 and it has not been completed. Mr. Charles also mentioned that Mount Prosper is known for the vegetable basket of Dominica, and there is a serious water problem which is hindering its production. In response to their quest to have the issue resolved, he said that they have contacted Parliamentary Representative Honorable Colin McIntyre and also the government, but their concerns are falling on deaf ears. However, Mr. McIntyre says that the former parliamentary representative has never contacted him about the issue. He says during the United Workers' Party administration, they never saw it fit to work on the Mount Prosper Road, and now that the United Workers' Party is the opposition and not the ruling government, they are seeing things that need to be done. He said that the United Workers' Party neglected the opportunities they had to make improvements in Dominica, and now they want to criticize the Dominica Labour Party, who is working hard to improve the quality of life for Dominicans. Mr. McIntyre also pointed out that he wants the cooperation and understanding of the villagers of the Roseau Valley as they are working to have the roads repaired and also working on the water situation which is affecting the residents of Mount Prosper. Although the program did not go as planned, the World Environmental Day exhibition took place on Tuesday, June 5, 2012. World Environmental Day is aimed at being the biggest and most widely celebrated global day for the positive environment action. As part of this year's celebration, the DYEO, Dominica Youth Environmental Organization, has planned this exhibition to showcase schools as being involved in the saving of Dominica's environment. Member of the DYEO, Nelson Shellingford, explained that every year new individuals are welcomed into the group after they have successfully implemented a project. After a month of planning, they came up with the idea for the exhibition.
The organization felt that World Environment Day was a good opportunity for young people to showcase their views on the environment and matters affecting them. The theme was also an important one to Dominica, as an alternative energy and the green economy have been a prime focus for both government and private sectors for a number of years. We, the committee, worked diligently, sending out invitations to both primary and secondary schools requesting the participation in free competition, a display table for secondary schools, an essay competition among secondary school students, and a poster competition for primary schools.
In recent times, the world has been going through economic crisis as well as energy crisis. Director of the ECU Environmental Coordination Unit, Mr. Lloyd Pascal, says that we cannot find a replacement for the money crisis in Dominica, but we sure have to find one for the energy crisis.
The world economy tells us that you have to have diesel, you have to have kerosene, you have to have gasoline. But we know that according to the crises that are facing this world, there's also a food crisis for you to know. And this is a challenge that young people should pay attention to, that we can do better in terms of food production for our country. We can do better in terms of the energy that we are using.
There were various school displays at the exhibition on the depiction of this year's theme for World Environmental Day, Global Economy, Does It Include You? The Marigot Development Corporation MDC announced Mr. Ken O'Brien of Pishley as the winner of its vehicle raffle. Mr. Ken O'Brien is now the proud owner of a Honda CR-V Jeep, which was being raffled as a fundraising activity for the non-profit community group. The raffle was drawn on May Day, Monday, May 7th, during the Breadfruit Festival in Marigot, one of the MDC's 2012 Mayfest activities. This was the Marigot Development Corporation's third vehicle raffle as an annual fundraising activity. The other winners of the corporation's vehicle raffle were from the villages of Calibish in 2007 and Salisbury in 2010. The MDC wishes to thank everyone who purchased a ticket and their support in the community building efforts. Special thanks goes out to the sponsors Carlton Phillip Motors, Country Style Bread and Depot, Prevo Enterprises, who all joined together to make this event possible. We now go to Desin Josie for tonight's court news.
Portsmouth resident Mr. Shandell Richards has been charged with theft and grievous bodily harm. Mr. Richards stole a CD case containing 7 CDs and a screwdriver coming to a total of $100 EC. Prosecutor Mr. Michael Loader says the defendant asked the complainant, Mr. Irvin Jajak, to burn a CD for him with specific songs. When the defendant returned to the shop the following day, Mr. Jajak told him that the CD was not ready, seeing that he did not have the songs which Mr. Shandell requested. The defendant wanted his money back, but the complainant did not have any change. Mr. Shandell then picked up a CD case containing 7 CDs and placed it under the shirt, and the complainant tried to take it back. Mr. Shandell said, and I quote, "So long I'm waiting for one of you guys to see me," end quote. The defendant then used a stone to hit the complainant on the hand. The defendant says he gave the complainant the money to make the CD 2 months prior, and on the day of this incident, he went to collect the CD from the complainant when he then said he could not find the songs. The defendant demanded his money and to be returned to him, and the complainant said he did not have any change. Mr. Shandell said in an attempt for the complainant to pay him, he took a bag of CDs and a screwdriver, and this is when Mr. Jajak walked up to him and tried to take the items from him, which led to a slight wrestle. The defendant was fined $1,000 to be paid by July 30th or 12 months imprisonment for the charge of theft. He was then bailed in the sum of $18,000 for grievous bodily harm. The trial is expected to start September 6, 2012, which his mother stood surely for.
This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.